there, this is Marky2200 and welcome back to my Need for Speed testing series. Today we're going to rank all the starter cars in Need for Speed Underground from worst to best based on their drifting capabilities. In the previous video I said I was going to rank the starter cars based on feeling, but given that that's actually quite vague, I think I've come up with a clever alternative. Because I'm going to rank the starter cars based on how well I could do a best single drift. So whenever you're drifting, up in the top left corner you see your total amount of points and your best single drift. And that is where I'm going to rank the starter cars on. Just like last time, the starter cars have been upgraded with the tier 1 performance package and have been visually customized, because as we know, visual customization does not affect handling, drag, downforce whatsoever. With that said, let's see which of the starter cars is the worst for drifting, and that at number 5 we have, you guessed it, the Volkswagen Golf. The most points I could achieve with one single combo drift was 11,182, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's awful. The Golf is just really terrible at drifting. It has no power, it keeps correcting itself, so you can't maintain a drift. It's the worst at everything. The Volkswagen Golf made a hat trick with the worst at everything. Racing, drag racing, drifting, it's terrible at everything. Starter car wise that is. At number 4 we have the Honda Civic, and the Honda Civic achieved 20,070 points in one single combo drift. And that's almost double the points of the Volkswagen Golf, but it's still terrible. It's like saying I would prefer getting stabbed over shot. It's still terrible and you wouldn't want any of it. I have to say though, it has a lot more front end grip, less rear end grip, and you can maintain a drift quite better, but it's still awful. I wouldn't recommend it for drifting. Coming at number 3 we have the Peugeot 206, and the Peugeot achieved a best single drift score of 22,623. It definitely is a lot more fun to drift this car than the Volkswagen Golf, but I'm saying the same thing as I said previously, it's still terrible, and that's for one simple reason. It's front wheel drive. I mean, yes, you can drift front wheel drive in this game, but it's awful. Yeah, just like in real life, you don't want it. You need to slam the handbrake to actually get a proper drift going, and it's not fun to drift this. It's just not fun. Coming at number 2 we have the Dodge Neon, and the Dodge Neon achieved a best single drift of 23,774 points. Yeah. My main problem with this car though is that it understeers and it has a lot of wheel spin. It definitely has more grip when you are in a drift, but other than that it's nothing special. And yeah, for the sole reason it is front wheel drive, and you know what is going to be at number 1. It's the Mazda MX-5, and it dominates every other car by achieving 65,454 points in one single combo drift. I mean, and that's for the sole reason that it's rear wheel drive. This car is actually fun to drift because you can keep maintaining a drift combo through the corners. It doesn't correct itself. The only thing is it doesn't have a lot of power, but that's obvious because I've only upgraded it with the tier 1 performance package. But 65,000 is almost 3 times what the Dodge Neon achieved at number 2. So I'm going to say this right now, all of the other cars, don't use them for drift, use the Mazda MX-5 for drifting. And I actually think that you want to use rear wheel drive for drifting. I'm yet to try all wheel drive out for drifting. I have to test all wheel drive for drifting, but I'm going to call it right now, no front wheel drive car will make it into the top 5. But that is that, and that's not only the end of this video, that is the end for the starter cars. We now know which is the best starter cars at everything. We know that the Peugeot 206 is the best car for racing, we know that the Mazda MX-5 is the best car for drag racing, and we know that the Mazda MX-5 is the best car for drift racing. Which means that overall the best starter car for you is the Mazda MX-5. Well, that has been it for this video. The next video will be all cars upgraded to the max and visually upgraded, and they will be ranked from worst to best on a lap time on the same testing track I use for the starter cars. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I hope you are too. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. This has been Marquee 2200. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you the next time.